Hello. So just once again, another random and spontaneous video. That's just appearing to happen. You didn't choose to watch this video. I didn't choose to make the video. This unknown existence is just appearing as a video being made or watched. Because there's no one here. There's just this immediacy, this unknown existence, and that's it. There's nothing else. This is just timelessly here. This immediacy that's here did not come from anywhere. Nothing led up to this moment. That's the illusion. The illusion of continuity and time. The illusion that this continues. There is no before this. Nothing happened before. And nothing will ever happen. It's impossible. I mean, if you want to say it's possible as an imagined thought, but that's the illusion. That's what's being shared here. So what is being shared here is that there is no self-character. So that person that you believe you are isn't there, and it never was. And also it seems that what I talk about in the videos is, well, just this incredible aliveness that's just here. No one even knows why it's here. No one knows what it is. And yet hardly anybody really talks about it. Because people are so self-obsessed with their life and time. And their life and time is an illusion. There's only this immediacy. So it's kind of a shame in a way. I mean, it's just what's happening, but this gets overlooked. The only reality gets overlooked. So this immediacy does not have a place or a location. So what seems to happen in the illusion is there's people call it a contracted energy. So there's that sense of you being here in a place, in a location, in time. And that's the illusion. And it is actually really obvious and simple if you just, in your direct seeing, there is no self-character, and there is no location, and there is no time. Because the sense of being a person in a location and time is an imagined story appearing now in this timeless immediacy. This doesn't recognize a location. That's just for you, that's the imagined me character, imagining a location, imagining time. What a trick. What an illusion. I don't know if it's funny or tragic. Both. I mean, there's nothing right or wrong with it. It's just how it is. We've heard of the great masters and gurus and spiritual traditions over the years, repeating over and over again, there is no doer. And despite, you watching this, despite hearing that over and over again, you sit here as an imagined character, thinking that you can do something to reach no self-realization or enlightenment. That's suffering. It would seem, I'm talking from experience here, it would seem that any time the me character arises only in thought, that's the only way you exist as a thought. You're not the body. We're not talking about clearly the body appears in this, but the me character, the illusory self, does not appear. It's never appeared. It will never appear because it's not there. So going back to what I said at the start of the video, it would seem that when a thought of the me character arises and you feel like you're here, as I said again, people call it contracted energy. I don't really like using that. It's just that sense of you feel like you're a solid entity. When that thought arises, it's believed in. When that thought is believed in, it makes you feel like a real character in a location. And when I say location, it could just mean you're in the center of that room that you're in now. But it could also mean that you're in Japan or Australia or the United Kingdom or a certain town or city, all of which is an illusion, because this immediacy is timeless, spaceless. There's no time or space. They are imagined stories. So this that's here, I mean, it's not even here. This that appears is all. This is everything. There's nothing else. You can't step outside of this. Nothing happened before this. There is no next. There's no time. So it's impossible for there to be a location. I mean, that's the reality. Now, it does get a bit silly when, you can't really deny that it's really hard to explain. So this is how incredible this unknown existence is. It can pull off an illusion that there's billions of characters and countries, hundreds of countries around the world, tens of thousands of towns and cities, and lots of things going on, none of which is actually happening. Because all of that can only happen in this immediacy as a thought. When that's seen clearly, it's game over. When it's realized that this, I'm going to say that's right in front of your face, when it's realized that this is all there is, there's nothing else, it is game over. I don't mean game over in the sense that the thoughts of the me character and other characters and the world will no longer ever appear. Of course they will. They will carry on. That's conditioning. That's what happens. But it's game over in the sense that you've seen through the game. You've seen through the illusion. You could say you've realized the only reality. But it's not you that realizes it. That's why I spoke about the cosmic joke. There is no you to realize what is already. It's this already. It's always only ever been this. So you can't get anywhere. There's nowhere to go. Because there's only this immediacy. So it's kind of like, trying to explain it. I've said in other videos, I'm just trying to be as honest as I can. You know, there's no agenda here. I don't even know why the videos are happening. I just enjoy talking about this. But it's kind of like, a TV screen, or people call it a VR headset analogy. Just oneness. It's just one, whatever this is, and everything appears on the screen, and that includes the illusion of the past and projections of the future. They can only appear on this screen, so there isn't a past or a future. There's only this screen. So any memories of a past didn't happen in the past. They happen now in this immediacy on this screen. And any thoughts for the future, well, the future can never arrive. It's never arrived. It cannot. There isn't a future. There's only ever this. It's game over. It's done. When that's seen, there's only this immediacy. There is nothing else. The illusion of continuity, and time and space and location, it's incredible how this can pull off the illusion. It can make it feel so real. And there's no denial of it either. You know, I think it's wonderful. You know, I mean, here, you know, I've got a wife and children, and, you know, we do things, and we went to a farm at the weekend. You know, we're feeding the animals, and we're on a soft play area, playing football, and, you know, so all these thoughts, or that story I've just said, didn't happen. It's just an appearance, thoughts that arise now on this screen. So you've never been anywhere, because you're not the character, you're not the body, you're the screen. I mean, even that's saying too much, because that's, got to be careful with that, because then you take ownership and believe that you are the higher power, or you're the awareness, but there's no you. There's just this immediacy. That's all there is. No one knows what it is. I hope that makes sense. I don't know how well I explain it. I mean, obviously there's you know, I don't want to say lots, because there's not, but there's quite a few other non-dual speakers out there that talk about this. So if you're suffering, well, first of all, this immediacy, there's no suffering here. This immediacy doesn't suffer. It's a screen. It's completely, it's nothing. It's empty. It's neutral. There's no beliefs, there's no stories, there's no characters. That's why you hear it. I mean, I've never liked the saying, it's nothing nothing being everything, or nothing appearing as everything, or emptiness being fullness. The content that appears on the screen, I mean, it is nothing appearing as that. And when I say content, I don't just mean visual or sounds, smells, tastes, feeling. It's the thoughts and the feelings as well. So if you're suffering, it's identification with the thoughts. That's it, really, or identification with the feelings that arise. So it seems that, I mean, in the story here, suffering that seemed to happen here in the story was more me being identified with any thoughts or feelings that arise. And I think that's the same for most people that are identified with their me character. But any suffering is not coming from this. So this immediacy that's here, you could say this is life itself. So this is the one reality. There's no suffering coming from this. Thoughts arise and you believe in them. That's it. That's where suffering comes from. But when it's seen what a thought is, clearly, it's nothing. A thought is absolutely nothing. It does mean a lot to you. So if you believe in that thought, you can't even choose the thought anyway. It's not even your thought. You can't choose any thoughts or memories from arising. You've got no idea what your next memory is that pops up, or what your next thought's going to be. But when it does pop up, what's being shared here, and what's been seen here, is that it's got zero value. It means nothing, because there's only this timeless immediacy. And as soon as the thought arrives, it's gone. This that's appearing right now didn't have a before. So how can that thought have any impact or any power over what is? It's completely irrelevant, insignificant. I've just seen a bus. My house overlooks a road in the distance. I can see a bus has just gone by, and a thought has got the same value as that bus passing by. As soon as it arrives, it's gone. Now it's brand new immediacy. It's always brand new. Nothing happened before, nothing's going to happen next. And that's what's been seen here. That's what's being shared here. That I've always said the two things that I seem to share is, well, I'm talking about this unknown, timeless immediacy that's here, and that there is no self. So if you're suffering because of thoughts, then that's kind of like a psychological disorder. There's nothing right or wrong with it. It's just what's happening. But that's how powerful the thoughts can be if the imagined character is believed in and it identifies with that thought. I mean, there's loads of clues about this as well. So if you're if a thought's arising about an event that's coming up in the imagined future, which is causing you panic or anxiety, I mean, how many times has that happened in your imagined life and it's never turned out to be that bad? As bad as what you were believing it was going to be. I mean, so there's clues everywhere. Because there's only this immediacy. I think the feelings are. I spoke to someone about this the other week. So it seems that these body-mind organisms suffer through thoughts and feelings predominantly. And I mean, here, it was thoughts, that was causing, I suffered more with thoughts. But that's gone now. Once it's been seen what you're not and what a thought is, any psychological suffering around that can fall away. But the feelings in some bodies, that seems to be more of a challenge, because they can seem to hang around a little bit longer. It's just a story. This is timeless. This is brand new. So when an uncomfortable feeling arises, it's just that. There's no story that led up to that feeling arising. That's the illusion. So this immediacy that's here has got no characters or stories. But the imagined me character it layers lots and lots of layers of stories on top of this immediacy that's here, which are all completely illusory. What's actually happening right now is just this timeless immediacy. It's not come from anywhere. No one knows what it is. It's just as it is, however that appears. So if it appears as an uncomfortable feeling, then that's just what's happening. If any resistance that the imagined me character has towards that uncomfortable feeling arises with more thoughts, then it's just that belief and identification with that me character that's causing the suffering. It's all illusory. The story that appears is not yours. That character that appears that you believe you are, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to this timeless immediacy. There's no one here. This is running the show. This is whatever this is. People call it awareness, consciousness, whatever word you want to use. Whatever this is, moves all bodies, creates all thoughts, creates all feelings. It does everything that appears on the screen that does not move. But can seem to appear as the illusion of time and location and me characters. And there is, definitely, here anyway, there is a freedom and a liberation and a relaxation when it's realized that there is no self and that this is all there is. You don't take life as serious anymore. That's what's happened here anyway. It's just like I mean, it sounds bad, this. It's like a meaningless game. A play with no purpose. I mean, relatively, there's loads of meaning and purpose. You know, when you look into your children's eyes, or your lover's eyes, or you're on the verge of that success, that next career move. So that's what it is to make. It's magical how this can pull off the illusion of meaning and purpose. But when it's been realized by no one that this is a timeless immediacy, you know, how could there be any meaning or purpose to this? There's no one here to give it meaning or purpose, and nothing happened before it, and nothing's going to happen next. So, not that I do give advice. I've always said I don't give advice or teachings, because how could you? You know, there's loads and loads of people on YouTube that will give you pointers and teachings, advice. There's only this immediacy. You can't do anything to get to this. It's done already. You know, if you're listening to someone and you think, oh, I'm going to try that, I'm going to do that, and I think it will help me get to this point in the future, that's all an illusion. There's no one to do anything, and there's no time, there's nowhere to get to. It's this already. So the me character is just it's in a loop. It's just in a loop of, I came from here and now I'm here and I'm going to get to there. None of that's real. It's all imagined. It's imagined story time. Yeah. So everything just appears automatically on this screen, whether that's the sound of a car passing by, or a dog barking, or a spider running across the floor, or a memory of you being a 7-year-old girl or boy that just pops up. A feeling of joy, a wave of depression. It's all like a automatic play. And there's no you to control anything that happens or appears. Nothing's actually happening. It's always been that way. It is a joke. I mean, here, so, obviously thoughts still arise here of events of my imagined past, or thoughts of what I need to do tomorrow, or next week, or next month. But, the way it's seen now is that any thought that arises, it's got nothing to do with me at all. It's just not my thought. There's no me. There's no one here. There is no self. That's the illusion. So any thoughts that arise here now, when I call it a movement of energy, a flicker of movement, and that's it. It comes and goes. As I said, feelings, they do seem to hang around a little bit longer, but even like an uncomfortable feeling, you'll notice that it arises and it kind of builds up, has a peak, and falls away. Like, no one's doing any of that. It's just the flow of life. I mean, admittedly, it can feel fucking uncomfortable. Or amazing, so it's the same with excitement or joy, or, we've all had them moments where you feel really happy, just out of nowhere, just appears. And again, it just arises, and it seems to stick around and peaks and then falls away. So there's no permanent states of bliss, or there's just no permanent states. Because it would seem that, although, that sounds like a paradox as well, because this timeless immediacy is neutral. There's nothing here, it's empty. But on the screen, the content, this seems to want to experience itself through all the polar opposites. Pain, pleasure, colours, black, white, sounds, extreme noise, quietness, busyness, solitude, happy, sad, up, down, all these polar opposites. So it's as though this unknown aliveness just wants to experience itself in as many ways as it wants, as it can, as it does. Through it would seem like multiple bodies, yet they're all appearing in this oneness. It's just one. So that awareness that you feel like you're sitting in, or you feel like is here, is not different from anyone else's. It's the same. So there's no free will, and there's no one to choose. And obviously, I'm not denying that choices don't appear in this. They obviously do. But what's being shared is that there's no one that makes that choice Any thoughts that arise of making that decision that you think you need to make will just happen by itself. So you can't actually make a mistake. There's a lot of freedom in that as well, when that's seen clearly. You know, you might think you've made the right decision, or fucking hell, I've made the wrong decision. And there's no mistake, because there's only ever this immediacy. So any past guilt or regret, game over for that. Any anxiety for the future, game over for that. Yeah, it might still appear. But it's not your guilt. It's just guilt arising. It's not your regret. It's not your anxiety. It's not your feeling. It's not your thought. It's just not, you're not. There's just this immediacy, that's it. I think I mentioned it on another video. There seems to be like two realities going on at the same time. You know, there's what's actually happening, and then what you believe is happening, or what you think is happening. You know, what's actually happening is just this appearance. That's it. Any story that gets laid on top of it is an illusion. That's the imagined story. And it's always been that way. And it seems that, I mean, here anyway, when it's realized that this is all there is, the aliveness of it is full on. You know, even just looking at a cloud or a stone on the floor or anything, it just seems to, I mean, absolutely, I mean, ultimately nothing's real, but the aliveness, the realness to what is becomes more in your face. Like, in a wonderful way. That's what it seems anyway. Because when you're identified with the me character and all the thoughts and the feelings and the stories and what you need to do and what happened in the past, you miss it. You miss this wonderment that's here. Whether it's just a grass blowing in the wind, yeah, I wanted to say that was it. A thought popped up here earlier. I thought I'd mention this. So just because it seems that there's been a clear seeing here of what is, you know, it doesn't mean that you know, Gavin Brooks's daily life is one of you know, enlightenment or being in the now, or living in immediacy all the time. You know, it's not like that. It's what I'm saying. There's still a story that's being played by this unknown existence. So the character, it's like the character's being played for you, because you're not there. You just think that you're playing that character. That's what gets seen through. The illusion is that you believe you are that character. But it's not like that. I mean, you know, even here, you know, stress can arise about something I need to do at work, or memories of the past can arrive about shit that I've done in the past that I regret. But it's just so obvious now that it's not mine. It's not like trying to escape the character and say, oh, I never did that because there's no self. I mean, ultimately you didn't. You've never done anything. If your life's really, really busy and you have a no self-realization, your life's going to carry on being really, really busy. Nothing really changes, because the character is always being played by this unknown existence. You don't get to say, oh, I've had a no self-realization, I'm going to live a relaxed life now. Who could choose that? You can never ever look at someone and say, well, that's a self-realized person. It's impossible. There is no self-realized person. There's no people here. It's just bodies appearing in this timelessness. And there seems to be a story, an imagined story and characters being played. But you can't control anything. So this is what I'm saying. There's so many advice teachers out there. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything right or wrong with it, because, you know, relatively, you know, if you want to try and improve that me character in some way, then that's just what's happening. But what's being shared here is that there's only this immediacy. There isn't anyone here. And there's no doer. So you can't choose to search for a teaching or do a teaching, or you can't choose to say, I don't want to watch any more teaching, I'm not doing no more practices. That's what's being shared here. There's something that's running the show, and you've got no control over it at all in any way. But it's kind of like, when it's been seen clearly, this sounds like a contradiction. You can kind of, it feels optional whether to live in the illusion or be in this immediacy. Now that sounds like, this sounds so contradictory that I don't even know how to begin to explain this, because there's no doer. It's just that in some bodies that illusion can be seen through, it seems. And if somebody's not had a clear scene of this and they're completely identified with that me character, then they seem to be stuck in that illusion. There's no escape. They can't just see that this is all there is. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels optional here now to play the character or not, if that makes sense. It feels optional here now to believe in the thoughts or not. It feels optional here now to believe that the feelings that arise are mine or not. Whereas before, when I was identified with that me character, I just felt, I took it so personally that it was my feelings, my thoughts, my life. I needed to control it. So yeah, it seems like there's so many paradoxes, because this is timeless, but it seems like in the story, over time, there was a loosening or a thinning away of the control of that me character and believing in that character and taking life seriously. Because when you really break it down, I mean, the ego or the me character, well, where is it? It is just a thought. That's it. Comes and goes. It's not here. It's never been here. So you've actually never been a mum. You've never been a daughter or a son or a dad. You've never been a brother. You've never been a child. You've actually never been a man or woman. Because they're all just thoughts that arise now in this immediacy. This is completely neutral, genderless, ageless, colourless. It can appear as all them things. That's what I mean. It's like nothing. It's that this nothingness wants to experience itself in every way possible, and that's what people call the fullness of it. I don't know, I don't even explaining it well, but yeah, thank you for for supporting the channel and being here, and it seems like the videos are resonating with people out there, so thank you. So it's just as it is. This appearance that's here, it doesn't need to be a certain way. There is no other way. There's only this immediacy. So there's not another one of this. So whatever's appearing right now, there's never been another one. It's just you can't compare this to another this, because there isn't another this. But the me character wants there to be another this. They want to earn more money or have more money or be at peace or want to be happier. They want a new partner. They want a new job. They want just I want, me. It's that loop. Me character's just on a loop. But there is no loop. It's not there. And there's no me character. That's the illusion. Where's the loop? Where's the thought loop? Where's the past and the future? It's just not here. Like this that's here is unaffected by anything. Nothing can touch it. Like rain, wind, fire, a bomb going off, nothing can move or touch this, because the content on the screen is nothing appearing as whatever it appears as. So it actually doesn't matter what happens. It does not matter what appears. It'll matter only to you, but that's the illusion. There is no you. This doesn't mind what happens. Because it's neutral, unconditional. It's only you that puts conditions and believes in the polar opposites. But yeah, thank you for watching, supporting the channel, donations, phone calls, emails. It's much appreciated. And it's always only ever been this. You'll never know what it is. There are no answers. Seeking for answers is completely futile. In fact, searching or seeking in any way is completely futile. In fact, the seeking and the seeker is the illusion. This is the only reality there is. So any story laid on top of it of seeking or searching, again, it's that loop. There is no loop. It's not even happening. But yeah, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.